showtime. Hey, guys. It's the Holy Hour Podcast. And we got an awesome episode for you today. I'm joined by good buddies, Donald and Chaz.
What's up, guys?
Hi. And as I'm sure you heard Donald sighing before I even got my first sentence out. The queen of etiquette over there. How you doing, Donald?
Doing fantastic, man.
He really wants to be
Ready
here.
to talk?
I'm happy to.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be talking to two buds.
Yeah. We got the high-tech technology working for us again, and here we are, all just hanging
Dog
out.
house is wired up.
Yeah.
And Wolf Den.
And by
I'm sorry.
technology, I mean we're all sitting in the same room over a bowl of Jell-O, just hanging out, you know. So here we are. We're going to talk about T-shirts. This is going to be the long-awaited Cure fashion episode, too. It's been thrown around a lot over the past couple years. Like, there's got to be some kind of fashion episode where we talk about
Pins and needles.
something.
Our fans.
Yeah, they've been like, come
On
on.
this one.
You haven't addressed his flowery shirts and big shoes enough. And I'm like, but we can't really talk about that for an hour, you know?
Or can you?
Maybe. And,
No, we've talked about his high tops a
I'm
lot.
sure.
yeah, I
it's
guess
more
it
than
does come up. Sure. And I think, maybe I'm going a bit of a gamble on this one, but I think that a huge part of any Cure fan out there is the love for Cure T-shirts. And
Absolutely.
maybe call me crazy, but I think it's some common thread amongst, no pun intended there, I guess, amongst Cure fans. And just also happens that our buddy here, Chaz, is got some T-shirts that you're working up these days.
Yes, I am.
With your website.
Yep.
And we figured let's tie this in and talk about T-shirts and talk about what you've got going on. And man, that's a wealth of Cure T-shirt talk, if you ask me. So, so how is the T-shirt business treating you right off the top? And then we'll get into more details.
It's going good. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. So yeah, anyone out there that's not familiar, on Instagram, Chaz here started up a site, 17SecondsShirts.bigcartel.com, and we'll repeat that a lot so you can follow along at home. But where you've pressed up a few shirts so far. So far, how many? 3 we got? And
We
4
have
of the newest one.
Well, if you count the different colorways, there's 3, and then we're working on the 4th right now, and then
Alright.
a couple more in the works, which I guess we can talk about later.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Well, yeah, I think, like I said, just the infatuation with T-shirts doesn't, I thought would leave me, and maybe it did to a certain degree as a kid. You know, I was really into it, and then it starts to come back, and you're like, oh, man, that's such a cool shirt. And so I wanted to talk about old collections, current collections. Do you even call a stack of T-shirts a collection? I don't know.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
you know, and the culture behind it, and what it means as a Cure fan to see other Cure fans with T-shirts. I don't know. Where should we start? Let's take it back to the old days, maybe. What do you think? Does that sound good, guys?
Donald?
Yeah, fine. Whatever.
You're going back to the old days.
Whatever you guys want to talk about. Fine.
Cool,
T-shirts.
cool.
Yeah.
T-shirts.
I'm wearing one now.
What shirt you got on, Donald?
Fucking one of Chaz's in
Oh,
orange shirts.
thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Cool. Damn.
It's been chafing my nipples all day.
Awesome.
Ooh.
But other than that, great shirt.
Any other quality critiques you have for me?
Yeah, what are you coming up with?
You want any other ways you want to ruin my business? But
I think it goes without saying Donald just has weird nipples.
yeah, they're huge.
It's
It's
bound
like
to
two
happen.
thumbs.
Yeah.
But one thing I do enjoy about it, other than just the images are dope. The font or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the medium,
Yeah.
it's like I love like band shirts that just fit awkwardly. Like just the medium, just it fits me so weird because it's not the shirt; it's just me, like my size.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a little it's a little too small.
Okay.
And I love that about it. Like it's just like a little awkwardly small.
Mm.
Like I always remember band shirts always being like too big or too small. Like when I was a kid.
Are you
like,
buying the right
this-
size?
but this fits like that MO of
Yeah.
just like a nostalgic thing that I remember and like of just like, man, this fits goofy, but I like it. Like it's just a little too small on me. I love it, but I love that
All those
about
beers are
So-
catching up to you, I think, man. Sorry.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Shit all over my compliment about Chaz's shirt.
Well, when you get to my size, the awkwardly smaller shirts aren't so endearing. So
I was humble bragging.
yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry.
okay. It's all right. I'm a fat man. It's okay. It's all right. It's too small. I can't breathe. Kind of.
I always feel like I start out the day with my shirt feeling comfortable, and then like as the day goes, I'm like, just eat more and drink more, and like by the end of the night, I'm like, ugh, I feel gross. I look terrible. Like somehow my body like will just like morph as the day goes. But then by the morning, I'm good again, and then so I don't know.
You're riding that line where like just a good fart sesh and your shirt fits normal
Yeah,
again.
I don't know. It's
You know, it's just right on that fucking.
Yeah.
You got fucking millimeters.
But let's take it back to a happier time of youth, which I always found was strange that all, especially my old Cure shirts, but any shirt, like I'm going back maybe late 80s, 90s even, but I don't know, being like a super skinny kid, I'd always buy like at least extra large t-shirts. For some
Totally,
fucking,
that
I don't
was
know if
huge.
that was just something everybody did in the 90s or what, but like,
I think that's
just like this.
That's a total
yeah.
90s
I think
thing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of time that's all that was available. Like
Yeah.
when bands
Yeah,
went
yeah.
on tour, they most of their t-shirts were mostly XLs, just for like one size
Yeah,
fits
that's
all
true.
kind of thing. So I know I have a
Yeah.
couple of Cure shirts that just say one size fits all on it. So
Yeah,
I-
because it's weird.
I think it's just easier for printing. So
Yeah,
but yeah,
like everybody wear it.
yeah.
When you're printing like fucking thousands
Yeah.
and thousands of shirts, like
Yeah,
I'll get to that one day.
that makes sense.
Yeah, because it's weird. I've lost so many of the old ones. Yeah, one day this will be great.
One day it's just one
Like,
size, you fuckers. Everybody's gonna wear the same thing.
We'll all be the same.
Do it. I like that. Like you decide.
Yeah.
This is on
It's
you.
gonna be a little tight on some people. It's gonna be a little big on other people.
Don't care.
Yeah, we got our money. oh. But yeah, it's funny because then I have a few, not even so much Cure shirts, but the ones that have survived, and like I get all excited and pull out some old T-shirt from a bin where I'm like can't fit them in my dresser, and then it's still like big on me now, like some like old
Yeah.
shirt I got from a concert in the 90s or something. It's like a double XL or something, and I'm just like, what the hell was I? It's like a little too frumpy on me now even, and like I was like this little skinny kid. What the hell did I wear this for? Like I just was like, oh, I gotta hide in my shirt or something. So maybe that's what it was.
You're all body shamed.
Yeah, I was just like, it's like, man, I should have been like wearing like muscle tees or something. Back
You were fucking ripped when we were kids too. Like,
I was just skinny.
you like
but-
worked out and played football and shit.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
why were you hiding that body?
I know. I should have been wearing some like mesh tank tops and shit. But yeah, glory days.
Gliding through the waves like a dolphin.
Yes.
Shirtless.
Before we get carried away with physique, so you think it's safe to say a lot of people consider their Cure shirts in particular a collection, right? Is that safe to say? I think I've gotten to that point at various times where you like see it and you'd want to add one for a collection value, right?
I mean, I have collections just from going to shows and like certain bands where I have a whole closet full of T-shirts. I probably have like 300 to 400 just T-shirts. And
Yeah.
Damn.
I'd go see a band and I would like want to support them, so I would just buy a T-shirt.
Yeah.
So everything from like
Perfect fan.
so stuff that like nobody will ever hear of again, and like bigger bands and whatnot. And then every once in a while I'd buy stuff online if a store had a sale or whatnot. That would happen. And then I just buy shirts that I wear around the house. If I'm don't feel like
this is just a house
pretty
shirt. Like I'm not wearing it outside. That's dope.
Yeah, so stuff like that. But I mean,
that's a lot of t-shirts.
Oh, I have friends that have more than that. I still have a tote in the basement just full of shirts still, and then I have IKEA bags underneath my bed just full of shirts. And then I have my closet that's just full of shirts. So
nice.
I didn't know you were this.
I'm not.
Shirts.
That's the thing. I'm not really. I'm like I know it sounds like
I'm into bands. You just ended up with them.
Because you're bands. I have friends that are really specifically into shirts and like
fetishize it.
Yeah, sorta. And they'll collect certain sizes and certain bands, and they have to be certain conditions, and a lot of older shirts, not like newer shirts. The shirts I bought were mostly like new shirts at the time when they came out. Like I'm not into the vintage stuff that I'm sure we'll get into, but I mean, like I don't go out of my way to buy older shirts. It's mostly like if I go see a band, I'll buy a new shirt and just hold on to it for
Rock
years.
it.
Yeah. Like you said, it was a good way to support the band, and you get something that you, and especially like even early stages of the internet where it wasn't everywhere, it was pretty exclusive, where that would be the only way you could get this tour shirt. Definitely pre-internet. I remember that being all we would do. Like, unfortunately, my t-shirt buying days dropped off drastically as soon as I started being able to drink, and I was like, oh, I could get like a couple beers, or I could buy this shirt.
You know, these shirts didn't buy because of
horrible. I know. I was
beer money.
It sucks because it's like, oh man, I was like, yeah, sure, I needed that $8 fucking Bud Light at the It's like, man, I could have had another cool Cure shirt, but
That's funny.
But I mean, even to this day, I'm still like, I didn't even look at the merch table, or I just get so broke, I'm just like, even if it's cool, I don't want to see it because I want to buy it,
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool, like having those, especially how ridiculous they get. As far as doesn't seem to take long. I see, like we're saying with the vintage stuff, before long, everything's kind of like jacked up, and you see the same shirt, you're like, oh my god, somebody's trying to sell that for some ridiculous amount of money.
I saw a Wish shirt that I had where it was like the big like goofy starfish kind of thing,
the little
on
high
the front
bird thing for high, and
it was like $160 or $120, like, and I had that, and I just wore it so much it just fell apart, and I threw it away. Eventually,
you threw it away. You just threw $120 right in the trash.
Exactly, dude.
I know, and that's kind of a huge question I had for you, is or both you guys really, because I mean, I remember Donald wearing specific shirts, and I had tons, and I guess initially, how many of yours have survived from your old collection, or Cure-wise? Do you have a lot of old Cure shirts, Chaz? Or?
I mean, I I know we talked about it. I started out late, so most of the Cure shirts that I acquired that are older, I got on eBay actually, before the vintage craze happened. So I have that. I know you talked to me about it before. I believe it's a Wish shirt, and it has the tour dates on the back and just a giant face of Robert Smith on the front of it. It's like
the reddish one where he's got his hands on his head.
Yeah.
That's the only one I have.
Okay, I have that one. Man. I think I got it for $10 on eBay, back in the early 2000s. And then I traded this band called the Shook Ones. They're from Washington. I traded a hoodie and a T-shirt for another Wish tour shirt from one of my friends, and most of them I bought off eBay. I mean, that's the only thing I can say. But now it's I won't even go near that site for shirts anymore.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's cool. So you still got them then?
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Good. And they've held up.
Yeah,
we had those Wish ones, and I had that one too. I remember Donald wore that one, was kind of his main. I had that one too with the red, and I don't know. I never would have thrown it out. I can't figure out what happened to it. Like, I was like a notoriously bad washer where shit would just like shrink and like would get all these weird stains on it and shit, or just I'd bleach something, or like me and my brothers would just destroy so many clothes in the wash. But yeah, and they must have just disintegrated and ripped apart or something, because I never would have thrown them out, I'm assuming. But I don't know, like, I lost so many. For this episode, I just listed out all these shirts, and like half of them I don't have anymore, and it was just like, oh, it kills you when you see, like, now on Instagram and stuff, people have, like, I think there's that one Cure Vintage or something. It's just like old shirts and stuff, and it's always just like so many like visuals come back to me of like shirts I didn't even like remember that I owned. I was like, oh, like the Primary shirt, like I had that, and like with the little girls with the red face and all. It's like that's a single cover. I was like, where the hell did that go? Like, why would I have gotten rid of that? So it's a little sad, but but it's weird though, the emotions and like just memories that those bring back. I just like see those images and like think of like early Cure fandom and just being in high school and how big a deal it was. Because we had two places in particular that we could buy them at, like around, must have been around like 89, 90-ish, early 90s probably, but just like quick shout out wise, we've always talked about them in other episodes, but this place called Hong Kong in Springfield Mall.
Hell yeah.
And Central
Newsstand. It was so
Newsstand.
far away from us. We had to drive forever.
It was like
it's like out of this fucking dumb fucking mall.
Like, it was just one of those like shops that had like just so much.
It was like the big
crap,
lots. It was like the big lots of Spencer's.
Yeah, but it was weird because they had like all this like wall of like posters, and they had like the giant like door-sized one of like him and Susie, and like it was just you'd get all your Cure posters there, and like patches, and just like, I mean, even as a kid, I remember every time we just had to like stock up and buy as much as you could afford or what, and you'd always just get like 2 Cure shirts, a bunch of stickers, and like whatever the hell posters, and it's just like. It's just so cool and sad when it shut down. Like, if we had just like bought everything now, you could like resell that and retire. Probably. It's just like, oh,
you could make enough money to open a successful store.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. But it was weird because it was like it was all kind of cool band shit like that, and it wasn't, it was just like everything from punk stuff to like new wave stuff. But then
sounds
it
like
sold
a shop in Brooklyn.
Yeah, but they sold like samurai swords and shit, and like bongs and all kinds of weird shit too. It was just like this like most like weird hodgepodge shop in the world. Can't imagine why it didn't stay in business, but
I love that place, man. That place is magical. Yeah. Man.
So we bought like tons there, and it's just strange because I think of all that when I see those old shirts and stuff on Instagram now too. So it's really really sweet.
I remember you hanging out when we were kids, like you had been there like a bunch of times before I had, and like you talked it up to me, and it was just like
it's this magical land.
Yeah, and like the first time I went, I was just like I was like, holy fuck, he's right. Like this place is fucking amazing.
Like, you want a Joy Division patch? Sure, we got that. We got
and
this
I was like,
new
I
order
don't know what a bong is. And look at me now. But
once we get all like our Misfits shirts and stuff for there, they'd have all like those weird like like all the gory graphic ones where they're like ripping their eye out. But all kinds of shit. It was great. And the other big ones were just like the old like magazines. I don't know if you ever ordered any of those, Chaz, where it was like from back of like Rolling Stone and Spin and like Thrasher magazine we had, and like where you just kind of blindly was like, ask for our catalog, and you could just like send like an envelope, and then they'd send you a catalog, and then you like check off little boxes.
Yeah, I've been seeing a bunch of those in like the ads that I've been running through and like that I post and everything. I see a couple of those here and there. So like older from like I think I saw one from like 84, 85. So yeah, those would be kind of cool if I could, send them $5 now and get 30 shirts.
That's awesome. Because, yeah, you would just blindly order crap from them. I remember just, like, saying it was, like, cure face was all it says. And I'm like, all right. Sounds good. Here's $20.
I remember, like, reading through those over and over again, like just looking at them.
Mm-hmm.
And just, like, fantasizing, like, oh, that'd be dope. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be rad.
Totally.
Like, how many lawns do I have to mow?
Yeah.
Let's buy this T-shirt.
Did you guys have along those lines too of just like the old days in T-shirts with just other friends that were Cure fans, or just like in that genre of like shirts that you like that you would associate with certain shirts though? Like I felt like when I see like those old shirts, like there's certain ones like when I think of like that Red Hands one that you're talking about, I always, even though I had the shirt myself, I always think of Donald more because he wore that one probably the most out of all the other Cure shirts.
I was always broke and I had like 3 shirts.
You had to get them out for a while, but
and I just wore it all the time.
And strangely enough, the Love Song one you always wore too, or the white. It was just like the single cover with the painting of Love Song.
That one was a jam.
Yeah, like, you had that one forever.
I wish I had more of a collection of like white, like old, the white old Cure shirts.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of the Kiss Me ones that are white are dope.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. That's my prized possession ones I still got.
Yeah, you have some
from
jams,
Jeff Butler.
dude.
It's the actual white Kiss Me with the lip on it, you know, and
that's
like
so
totally
dope.
see through now and like just gross. Like it'd be so gross if I just wore it. I literally have to wear like a white shirt under it, you know, just to like wear 2 shirts.
Worth it.
You know? But yeah,
you
I
could
can't
rock
believe
a
it's held
different
up.
color under it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I do sometimes when I'm getting wacky, you know, when I'm
Crazy.
spicing it up, you know. but yeah, but those white ones, and yeah, I remember like the Love Song one. It was still in the era when it wouldn't be out of question that we might tuck it in and wear it with like a woven belt or something. Early 90s, you know, like roll up the sleeve a little bit or something. I have pictures of you doing that, Donald, so don't talk like you don't know what I'm talking about.
You won't post them.
Nah.
Maybe I had a pompadour.
Blackmail.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. We were very confused children. We had Cure shirts, but we wanted to look like James Dean, and then just,
It was before I got a good leather belt, okay?
Yeah, yeah, you had to make do with what you got. Yeah. But do you have like certain other shirts that you associate, or did anybody associate a shirt with you, or am I totally nuts for that?
Ooh, good question. Deep. Go.
I was just gonna say if I went through my closet, just not Cure shirts, just like shirts in general, I could probably associate them with a good amount of people.
Yeah.
So like including my wife and stuff like that, and like even my kids now. But you know, I could do that if I wanted to. But I can pretty much pinpoint wherever I bought them all. And from what show or whatnot. But yeah, I mean, as far as Cure shirts go, not really, just because they were. You know, most of the older ones were purchased online and didn't really have a connection. But like, I know like the Reflections tour one that I have, you know, it reminds me of like when we talked about it before, like when I lost my job and we didn't have money. I was going to sell my tickets and my wife didn't let me, so we went up together, and it was, you know, so like that's kind of special to me, you know. So but, I mean. I had one shirt.
They'll bury you with that T-shirt.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's like some of them you just can never give up, you know? It's like,
But for the longest time, I had one shirt that I would just wear to every show. And, like, everybody knew that I was wearing that shirt. And because I was always scared to wear another shirt because I was afraid it was going to get ripped. Like, I was going to hardcore and punk shows, you know? So, you know, I always afraid that it was going to get ripped if I wore something else. So I wore the same shirt that I found at the thrift store when I was like 15 or 14. And it was the same shirt I wore at every single show. And it never got ripped. So
nice. It's a good. It's like the
irony. What kind of
it was this hardcore band, Youth of the Day, that I just ran across when I was like 14. I had no idea who they were. And
you
I found it at a thrift store for like 95 cents.
Damn.
And I was just like, okay, and I'm just going to buy it because it had the lead singer Ray Cappo jumping on the front of it, and it said Youth of the Day on the bottom. And I was just like, that's like, I was like, that's the coolest shirt I've ever seen in my life. So I like,
Did you know that band?
No, I had no idea who they were. I just loved the image. So then I brought it home and like I was wearing it, and then this one kid was just like,
"What?
Do you know that? Like, do you like Youth of the Day?" I was like, "I have no idea who they are." And this was when I was like 16, and he was just like, "Well, here's who they are." And I was just like, "Oh," like I got into them instantly, and so yeah.
Oh my god!
Like from.
Like that's early mass marketing. It's like you found a shirt in a fucking thrift store for a band that you're like, yup. Once you heard them,
and then like the image got me at first. I was just like, that's awesome. That's that's what I want to do. I just this guy going crazy, jumping up in the air, and like it just says Youth of the Day on it. And I was just like, yep, that's what I'm all about. And then,
like, I'm young.
So I was just
I'm the Youth of today.
So that's how I got into it, and that
I want to freak out.
And that shirt was my show shirt for about 10 to 12 years, and then my wife retired it for me, and she framed it and put so yeah, so and
awesome.
Oh my god,
so
that's pretty rad.
That's dope. That's dope.
So I was always afraid of ripping it, and it never just the years of deteriation ruined the collar.
It's like the Memphis Belle or something. Like it survived like 358 punk shows. It needs to be like.
But then I ripped a hoodie that I wore, so it just, it is what it is. So
cool.
I think it's amazing, just like something like a shirt, like your Youth of Today shirt, like can just encompass like a million different things, and it's just a shirt. Like it encompasses like irony, life, like fucking journeys, like. Like it encompasses all these things, and it's just a t-shirt.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It meant so much to me. Like when I didn't even know what it was. It was just it was just I looked at it and I was like I fucking hate school. I fucking hate church, and I this shirt is speaking to me, and I have no idea why. Yeah. So.
It's less than $1.
Yeah, it was 95 cents, and I gave it to my mom, and she bought it for me, and that was pretty much it, and I still have it, but it's the collar's all torn up and everything, and it's in a frame, so but
it's beautiful.
So yeah, that was
beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
That's cool. Yeah, it's crazy just to think of the volumes that some kind of shirt could speak, in that memories and just in the appearance of wearing it at the time, and even thinking back along those cure lines of like what the shirts mean, like when you see other people wear them, like especially when you're younger, but I think it still kind of even holds up.
Yeah.
But like you see somebody at school, I remember that was always like a big deal. Like if another person had a Cure shirt or a Smith shirt or something, just be like, oh shit, they know the secret code, or something. And it's like you kind of have like an in already, and you don't even have to even talk to each other, but you're on the same page and stuff. And that was like a really cool aspect of it, and then it was weird too of like the ones like especially once the Cure in particular got bigger, like you would have like the one at the mall shirt that everybody could get if they wanted it, and it was like
the tour,
like the one that was like that's like I think like with Wish it might have been like the one with the high single cover and that little bird thing or whatever on it.
Because it was a way. Because you see someone like that and you're like, yo, I was at that show too.
Oh yeah, especially if it's a tour one.
Like when they had the tour one with the dates on the back. It's just like, psh, I'm wearing that shirt tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like what's up?
And even like the ones that would be, because I remember I had the poster of it, and I even had the shirt, I think, but like so many girls all had like the Disintegration one with where he's wearing like the leather jacket on it. It's like black, and on the back there's like a clock or something, I think, and like it's just like him on the front, but for some reason
I feel like I had that one.
Yeah, like I had it, but I never really wore it because like so many girls wore it. I was like, oh, that just became like the kind of official girl Cure shirt or something. But I was like, it's like now I kind of want that one's almost the one I'd like to get the most. I was like, that's a cool shirt, but I don't know. It's pretty cool though. Just the way you could break down codes and talk to people you didn't, want to normally talk to, maybe, or they would talk to you.
It's just an icebreaker,
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the first Cure shirt you guys remember ever seeing?
I think mine might have been that one I got from the friend that I still have, that Kiss Me one, because he had that, and it was he traded it with me with his tapes. So that was like the first one. I remember the one, and I talked about it, I think, in the very first episode that killed my heart was that like I had just gotten Disintegration and was big on it in 6th grade, but I was too young to know where to look for like concert information. I knew they were going on tour, but I had no idea where or how to go to a show. And then like some girl just walked down the hall and I saw her wearing a Prayer Tour shirt and I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, oh no, it already happened? She bought a, damn, that's a cool shirt. I was like, I'd missed out on everything. She had a cool shirt and I missed the show, and I did. So that one stung. And then around that time, the mall had like those standing on the beach ones, and it was like where he's got like his hands on his hips, I think, and it has like the like fish and stuff on the back. And that one I actually kind of saved because it fell apart, but I cut it out and sewed the back on the back of a green army field jacket. looked like some Bender shit from Breakfast Club or something. But I actually still have that coat, and so yeah.
That's dope, man. I've been kind of rocking that style lately.
Yeah, it's coming back. Old man Bender. But what was the first one you remember, Donald, seeing? Yeah.
Like, I've been giggling because the first one that comes to mind is, for some reason, I remember you have this like real tiny white "Kiss Me" T-shirt or something where like it says like "Kiss me," and
it's real tiny.
I don't know. It's like super small, and you wear it every once in a while. And I remember wearing it. I remember like you wearing that like when you were a kid.
Yeah, I found it again.
You're an adult now, and I remember you wearing that.
It's a little tight. Like, yeah, that's one that I just gotta suck in the gut and still wear it, because this was a great weird find actually, because it was it always went hand in hand with that standing on the beach one. It was like a black shirt with his face, and he's kind of gray face on it, and it says "Kiss Me" in like fluorescent green on a black shirt. And
it's such a dope shirt.
Yeah, and it's really cool. But I had it forever, and it's another one just disappeared. But then there's the town outside of Asheville, like maybe 5 years back now. I was just at like a Goodwill, and I found it again. And it looked like it's and you look at the date, I don't really know how to get full Antiques Roadshow on it, but it has like the 1987 copyright Cure on the bottom and shit. So I think it's an actual one. Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck? And it was like a kind of shrunk medium, which is a little dangerous for me sometimes. And it's like, if I'm feeling it, if I've been running that week, I can pull it off, But it was just like a couple days, I'm like, ooh, but I couldn't not get it, So I was like, I'll make that one.
It's like you were saying earlier, like I wore that one Cure shirt all the time, and you always think of that. Mm-hmm. Like that's the
shirt
one. I always
yeah.
Because I just remember you wearing that like my whole life, like our whole lives.
Yeah. And I remember kind of segueing into the modern, unless there's any old memories you guys want to throw back. But I remember going through like in high school, I'd have weeks where it's gonna be all Cure shirt weekend. I'd wear one every week, every day of the week, Like I don't know what would spark it or what, but this would be my Cure week, and but I do that, and now I'm trying to like get them all back, and I want to have a 31 gold T-shirt where I can wear one every day of the month. But I don't quite have 31 Cure shirts yet, so. But
that's crazy. You're an adult.
I know. It's like I really should be planning like more. More. Like I never want to say that goal to my wife out loud. She's like, "Wow, I'm glad you're really thinking ahead for the family and stuff."
She'd be like, "You know, we have a mortgage, right?
So, get a real job.
That's what you're doing.
Just don't tell her.
Have you tried getting a job?"
It's like, nah, I just kind of want to get 31 T-shirts.
I'm 12.
And then be that guy that wears a Cure shirt every day for a month.
Just don't tell her that you're doing it, and just wear one every day and see how far you can get until she actually says
I've probably
something.
already totally.
Yeah, totally.
I've probably already worn the same ones for 31 days. I just haven't even realized it. So basically, at this point, it's like a uniform. But
what kind of T-shirts do you guys wear all the time, like now as adults? What do you wear? Like, Chaz, you have like 500 T-shirts. What kind of T-shirts do you rock
right now, I'm wearing this band called Beach Slang, and they're from Philadelphia, and they're like a kind of sound like the Replacements.
Beach Slang?
Yeah.
I like that name. That's good.
Yeah, me too. And then they have, let's see, I wore a Dinosaur Jr. shirt yesterday.
Fuck yeah.
And, man, I'm trying to remember what else I've worn. Just, you know what? Whatever's in my laundry basket, I'll fold up and it'll just stay in a pile. And then I'll just recycle through those shirts unless I add something else to it. So...
Yeah, I always have to break the rotation because it's the one I just washed, so I don't want to put it back in the drawer, so I wear it again.
I'm too lazy to go into my closet and grab other shirts, so I'm just like, I'm wearing, like, I wear the same, like, I wear a bunch of hardcore and punk shirts, like this band Slapshot.
Hell yeah, hockey!
Yeah. Oh yeah. I wear that.
I know about that. That band cracks me up.
Yeah.
Like,
and
that's so funny. Like a hardcore hockey based.
Yeah, and then I wear that every once in a while, and then
that's dope. all the shirts you've mentioned, like if I just passed you and I didn't know you, I'd be like, "Hey, cool shirt, man," and you'd be like, "Hey, cool, thanks, man." Because of like Slapshot, you know, and I'd be like, "Ha, dope," you know. You'd be like, "Cool."
I was at a theme park like a couple summers ago, and I was wearing a hardcore shirt. This band Ensign from New Jersey, and some other dude was wearing another hardcore shirt, another band from New Jersey, and like our eyes locked, and we just like we just gave each other that look, and we're just like. And we both had our kids with us, and we just nodded and just like drifted apart.
And it makes you feel like you're like there's others. Like,
oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, like it is dope. You know, it's like we were talking about earlier, like being in high school, like pre-internet shit. We were just like, what? That concert happened? But it's
I even feel like it's gotten me out of a few like horrible or awkward situations where like we've been in a restaurant where could sit down, like immediately the waiter's kind of bitchy or something, you know, or like giving a shit about something. And then they like look down like, hey, that's a fucking cool Cure shirt or something. And then like the fucking wall already comes up, you know, and it's just like, oh, cool, all right. And then they're like,
it's like
awesome.
A Larry Sanders episode.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I got it on this DUI because I was wearing a fucking Boys Don't Cry tee.
Cure shirt. Like, hey, you want to be on a podcast?
Hey, you want to be I'll make you famous.
Yeah. But actually, yeah, along those lines, Donald, I feel like I haven't seen you wearing so many band shirts or anything with a logo in a long time. Did you kind of get logo-less at some point, or do you still wear like we don't get to hang out as much these days, but I feel like I don't really. You always just kind of get.
Did you sell out or did you buy in? Let's hear about it.
Yeah.
I have the weakest T-shirt game. Like, I don't like being a billboard for things.
I had a feeling it'd be something like that. I'm not.
It's
I'm not
fucking
making
stupid.
Your fucking band more money.
Yeah, it's like pay me and I'll wear your shirt. You know. It's.
I knew it.
It's a concept I've had for a long time, and it's like as I get older, like I mean, it's my appearance, you know. It's like I'm always thinking about it, like as does anyone. Like I don't want to look like an idiot, and so now I just rock black.
I always look like an idiot.
That's my goal in life.
Just giving up.
But I just wear like fuck. I'm like Henry Rollins or some shit. It was just like black. A black T-shirt, and it's got to be Calvin Klein with no logo on it anywhere.
Wow.
And it's not like high-end Calvin Klein. I go to like Ross. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Marshalls.
Yeah, Marshalls and shit. Like, it's not some hoity-toity shit, but they just a fucking slim fit black tee, rock it all day, and I don't have to think about what I put on, and I like that when I like reach in my hamper, or laundry basket.
Do you feel like you have to be in the mood for that band if you were gonna wear a band shirt like that? I mean, you don't have to like listen to them that day or anything. You can just wear the t-shirt.
No, it's when I'm feeling when I'm feeling saucy. No, it is like when I want to dress up. I'm like, ooh, I'll wear something other than a black t-shirt.
Okay.
Like, and I'll put on like I have a couple funny ones that I wear. I have like a
red shirt,
like who farted?
I'm an official pussy inspector. Like, who farted? Exactly.
Nice.
I'll rock like I have like a couple Guar shirts.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like long sleeve boys, which is something I wanted to get into.
Yeah.
The only thing I wanted to talk about was long sleeve shirts.
Yeah. How do you feel about them?
Ooh, I like them.
Yeah.
But I got these Guar shirts that my brother bought like at Guar shows that he went to, and they're like bloodstained and they're just like goofy as shit, and like I love those, and they're long sleeves, like graphics down the sleeves.
Love those.
And I have like a really small long sleeve blue lemon head shirt, and it has like a dog on it, and it's like blue and yellow.
Oh shit, you have that one still? Awesome.
Oh, and it's so small and silly. And sometimes I'm just like, when I'm feeling saucy, I'll fucking go to brunch in that.
Nice.
Yeah, you know.
It's like watch out, world.
Yeah, like Donald's getting sassy, you know. But
that's awesome. One of my oldest actual Care shirts, and the reason why it survived was because I never wore it at the time, was a long sleeve Wish one. I think it was the shirt you were trying to trade, Chaz, where I don't know if you had the long sleeve or the short sleeve of it, but it was like that weird one.
Yeah.
With Boris's face kind of up front.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's like a weird shirt.
I remember that.
It's like Robert's just kind of tucked in the back. Yeah, it's a really weird shirt.
The drummer.
And on the long sleeve, it has like Wish design, you know, like it had like the little, you know, the logo and just different little, you know, whatever the hell from it. But yeah, it's cool. And it was just one I never really liked or wore that much at the time. So somehow it survived. And so that's a weird long sleeve. But I'm not, I don't wear too many long sleeves, but I don't have anything against them either. They're kind of cool.
What long sleeve Cure shirts are there? Because I remember I think there's there's a couple good Wish ones.
Yeah, like that one, and
it was a very short time frame for that where it was actually popular.
Yeah,
some 90s shit.
Yeah,
right?
that was like some late or like early to mid 90s.
Yeah.
Do you have any of those?
None.
In your collection?
None.
Someone's going on eBay tonight.
Yeah. I think that there was probably like a couple long sleeve Wish ones that, like, I feel like that most ridiculous Wish one that's like blue with like the whole thing is just like a weird like sponge pattern almost on it, and it just has like the random little stars and stuff float, like really like hippie looking almost too. Like a few people like post
I like that.
It just like looks ridiculously horrible, but like now it'd be funny just to have and wear because it looks so ridiculous. But I don't know.
I've been looking at. I know what you're saying, dude. I've been looking at these like the white Wish era ones.
Yeah, there's some really.
Because I always like got all the black Wish era ones, but the white ones look so good. Like I feel like I missed.
Yeah.
because I would rock those shirts.
And there's a
all day.
cool one my brother that I always associated with him wearing was a White Wish one that has like the big red just rectangle on the front. It's just like a giant red square, and it has like the Cure font and like maybe that hand thing on it or whatever. But
little red background.
Yeah, and actually on the back had that blue print,
that blue detail.
Yeah, so that was a cool one. They might have had that in the long sleeve, but I don't know. Oh well.
Oh, God, that'd be dope.
I saw somebody.
Do you haven't?
Oh, sorry. I saw somebody post the other day was the Cure did. I think it might have been for Wild Mood Swings, but they did like a secret show in London, and they printed up a shirt that was a white long sleeve, but it had puffy ink going down the sides. And it was
fucking
and it was like limited to like 30 or 60 or something like that. I've never seen it. I've never seen it before. So yeah, that was that would be like sort of a white whale, but like I would never wear it just because puffy ink is terrible.
I mean, how many times can you wash that?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah. So.
I would totally rock some puffy paint.
That's the ones we make with my kid, and he just like loves making Cure. He thinks that's the only kind of shirt you can make. It's great. I'm like, we can make something else. He's like, no, let's make a Cure shirt. And we're like, all right. And he just like starts squishing like the puffy paint. I'm like, oh God, I have to like do damage control with it because it just starts getting everywhere. And then the wind blows. We're doing it outside. And like gets all crapped
leaves
up.
Stuck in it.
But I mean, they almost look more Cure like the more like kid font and like jacked up they get, you know. It looks more like a real Cure shirt, you know. So, but
that's kind of cute.
Yeah, it's fun. Do you guys have any or ever have any non t-shirt Cure gear as far as like hats or hoodies or sweatpants? Know how they got a little crazy with that at some point and have like knit hats with Cure logos, or do you have any of that shit? Or? No, yeah. I'm pretty sure Donald doesn't.
I have a whole Limp Biscuit knit, tight knit cap and hoodie. Get up.
Tote bag.
Got it at Hot Topics.
Right on. Yeah, I'm always fascinated by like the Cure shops. I was like, who's buying this shit? Or like even at the shows, or it's like, I mean, it's like almost cool that they just have a variety. But I'm like, I don't know. Do I need a Cure cape? Nah, not really. Duffel bag? No.
Yeah, I'm not getting a fucking. I've never done that with bands. Like I draw a line with like advertising for things.
Clearly, with your all black T-shirt.
Exactly.
Your non-statement statement.
Yeah, but just like a fucking knit cap. This is like Cure.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not even a good font.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's the problem.
Like,
if it was like one of the cool old fonts, I'd be a little more like, that could be cool. But
I mean, I'd probably wear it now, but like back in the day, like, and I wouldn't buy one. I don't know. I wouldn't wear one.
Based on the Cure shirts you guys have seen, do you have a favorite era of Cure shirt, whether it was something that was possible to obtain or not? Like, if you could have your choice of any like era of Cure shirt, what would be your ideal one? Were they ever better?
Everything from Head on the Door that I've seen, like that era, going up to, I mean, basically going up to Wish, like that era of shirts. But I've been trying to find older shirts from before, like even the top, like everything before that. It's really hard to come across anything.
Yeah,
like
they must not have had.
I've seen the pornography shirt that, you know, where the image is tilted to the side. And I've seen
love that one.
Yeah, it's a great shirt. But like I haven't really seen any Faith shirts or like Three Imaginary Boys shirts that aren't like more like that aren't newer or bootleg.
Right.
So I did see somebody and like I don't know if it's real or not. Like obviously it's real. I don't know if it's like bootlegged or not. But it's a sweater, a green sweater, and it says it has like the meat hook thing printed on it. And like a couple of the images from the Three Imaginary Boys jacket or the jacket of the album, and I'm just like wow, it's somebody they were selling it for like $600, but I was just like that would be really cool to own if I knew if it was legit or not.
And
so
yeah,
even if it's legit or not, like that price makes sense. Like for what that is, like
yeah, like
I've never seen a Cure sweater. Like
well, that's it was like a pullover. So like
it's my woolly jumper.
It wasn't like it was like a champion pullover kind of look thing.
Yeah.
So it it was like green, and like I'd never seen anything like that before. Yeah. And I was like, if that is legit, cool. I would literally, if I had the money, I would probably buy it. Just, if I knew if it was actually legit, because that's like the oldest thing I've seen. Like I've been trying to look for older shirts, and they're very hard to come across, like actual just images of them. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I don't know officially what the Cure's first shirt was.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. Yeah. Anybody listening out there could tip us off. That would be cool. Yeah. I don't know what the first thing they sold at like live shows would be awesome.
I think with like band shirts though, like they just get worn down. Because if someone loves it and buys it, they're like, I love this band, and they wear the fuck out of it. And then if they're like, we'll give it to Goodwill, some other fan will find it, just fucking wear the fuck out of it. Like they just they just get wrecked. They get washed a million times. Like,
but you think like one of them would survive?
Yeah, it's so weird.
They get ripped up.
I don't even dry them anymore.
Yeah.
I don't dry any of my t-shirts because they always got shrunk somehow. So it's like, just have t-shirts all over my house drying.
Just clotheslines hanging everywhere.
Wife's like, it's not the dryer. You're just getting fatter every day. I'm like, no, it's the dryer. They just keep getting dry.
She's throwing donuts at you, telling you to stop eating.
Hey, you fat fuck.
Like
just wigging.
Quit feeding yourself beer and you won't have to. But, yeah, that's I could definitely say the worst Arab shirt was Wild Mood Swings. I think that was probably
not counting modern day, like today.
I don't know. I'd still think some of those 413 ones are a little better than like. Yeah, I don't know, man. Those Wild Mood Swings are brutal because they're all just like big pictures of like the band or like his face or so, just like some kind of. They remind me of like the old Star Wars sheets you would get. It's like the ink doesn't even really match up on their face half the time. It's just like
it was
what
the era though, man. Like
I had some horrible ones from that. Yeah,
you gotta gauge shirts with like the time they're coming out in. Like like whatever trends going on, like.
Damn.
Did they have Cure flannel shirts back then?
I think so. Yeah,
with the built-in.
They should have sold hockey ones, man. I probably would have fucking bought one if it was like a hockey jersey, like a Cure hockey jersey.
I would buy one of those.
That would have been. I probably would have bought that.
Him and Kevin Smith, man.
Yeah, be like, I can look like Kevin Smith and be a Cure fan. This is great.
I'm hiding my body. And that's why their shirts were. That's exactly why their shirts were so big in the 90s.
Yeah,
because he's wearing like all these oversized shirts. Like,
yeah, so weird.
He's drinking a lot. And like, just a big dude.
Yeah.
He's hiding his body.
Well, should we move on to the very modern and talk about your project you're working on, Chaz?
Yeah, if you want to, that's fine. So I just want to say that the new Cure shirts, like from the last tour they did, are fucking terrible.
Yeah. They were pretty rough.
Even though I bought them, they're still terrible.
You bought
them?
Oh yeah.
I got one too, and I remember staring at like endless choices. I felt like, and I was like,
my god,
I don't know if I want any of these, but this one, it was just kind of going with the most simple one. And it's like because the actual font was cool, but they would just have some weird shit behind it.
There's like numbers and stuff, and like whoever designs their merch needs to be fired. It's just awful. Like, the only cool one that I saw was like it was like all red and it had like a flower in the middle of it, and that's the only one I considered really getting into and buying. But I can't wear red shirts I just look.
I don't.
I look like, I look like the Kool-Aid Man. So I'm just
like busted through walls.
Yeah. So, but I think I bought 3 or 4 shirts from that tour. So, but they're all black or blue.
Yeah. I got black one. It just has like some kind of dots behind it, I think. But it's like all right. But I never really want to. It'll be cool if I can like just hold on to it and let it get beat up. Like 20 years from now, it'll be great. But
hang dry it a bunch of times.
Yeah, hang dry, shrink it, get bigger, one or the other. I don't know. Just cut the sleeves off of it or something.
Hell yeah.
But what do you look for in a good shirt then, Chaz? Let's maybe address it with like what makes a great Cure shirt, whether you're creating it or it's just one from the old days.
Just in general, it's I want to see some color, and I something just about like a black and white shirt that kind of screams instant bootleg. Yeah. But I mean, and that's coming from me who did a black and white pornography shirt. But
there's some charm to that look. I love that look.
Yeah.
There's some gray in there too. So, but I mean,
like black metal shirts, where it's just like black.
Yeah. But I mean, for me with the Cure, I think there's got to be some sort of color in the shirt. Mm-hmm. And I don't really want another Boys Don't Cry shirt, And so when it comes to other bands, like that's the one thing with the Cure is that they don't really have a set shirt. Like a lot of the bands from back then, like Joy Division, there's one Joy Division shirt. A lot of the other bands, like I would say there would be like one set shirt and you'd be like, okay, that's that band. But I think with the Cure, it bounces all over the place. So, which kind of makes it cool that there's like a lot of artistic license that people can take with, what they want to do with when it comes to if they want to quote unquote bootleg or whatnot.
There's multiple shirts for multiple eras. It's not just like one set.
Yeah,
totally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
true. Yeah, because there are kind of like multiple bands. Yeah, if you're really kind of just focused on each era, you could find cool little aspects from the covers or just the ads or just little hidden jokes in the songs. Even you could probably pull something.
And there's an artist in the band. I mean, like Pearl did like probably tons of the dope shirts. Like
absolutely, yeah.
Like those are I think like that's why I like the white Kiss Me ones and like the Head in the Door ones. Like where Pearl like had. His paws in it or her paws. Like those are dope. Like
those are awesome. And I want to know like how many shirts she came up with.
Probably all the dope ones. Like even back in the early days.
Yeah, like I'm wondering like when she started doing them.
Yeah, totally.
It could just be stemmed from that, even like one little part of the cover or like a single.
Yeah.
Like it's or just one little aspect. And those are the cooler ones when it's something a little more subtle, even, like they do have so much cool stuff you can pull from their actual covers, but it's kind of neat, cooler when you can like have it be like a more of an inside kind of thing. Yeah, or something like that, where it's like an association where, like, oh yeah, that's that cool thing. But so yeah, for sure. Like even the shirts that you've done with the In Orange one and stuff, where it's kind of like even a surface level Cure fan might not even know anything about In Orange, or so it's kind of neat. Or I've seen that image for pornography, so it's kind of neat. So at what point did you get the inspiration to start up 17-Seconds-Shirts? Did it was it something stewing a long time or anything that was just like, fuck it, today's the day?
Being not very artistic myself, I don't know. I felt like I wanted to put something out in the world, and that sounds kind of pretentious, but
as
art,
that's
art related, But like, I've written stuff that's been published here and there, but like nothing that's people can actually use, I guess. So. Honestly, it started when I got a Love Cat shirt for Christmas that my wife got me off of eBay, and I love it, but it's a terrible it's blurry, and it's just, I still wear it, you know, but at the same time, it's like it's like I could have done a better shirt than that, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like I could have gotten a better idea than just redoing the single cover. So
right,
you know, when it came time for me to do something like that, I just kind of posted on Instagram that I'm thinking about making shirts, and then my guy that does the shirts for me, Holy Mountain Printing, he's really into metal,
right.
So, but he's a huge Cure fan, and I ordered a Robert Smith long sleeve shirt off of him probably about a year and a half ago, and he was like, he was following the page, and he was like, well, if you're interested, I could be your guy, and I'm just like, all right, and I messaged him, and we just started off from there. And he was
awesome.
Yeah, he was like, what are your ideas? And I sent him some pictures. I sent him the Smash Hits ad for the what was it, the contest they were doing. And I said they were doing this shirt and they only produced 20 of them, so I'd like to do it again. And he said okay. And I sent him a couple pornography ads and said I'd like one of these to be on a shirt. And that's when he came up with the one that we used.
Cool.
That one's so good.
I really like that one.
That's my fave. That one's dope. I love the fucking ad. Yeah. The like the old adverts.
And when he sent it to me, when I saw it at first, I saw it at first, and I was like, I don't know if that's gonna come out right. You know, and I had no idea what to think, and I'm like, we'll go with the
came out raw.
Oh yeah,
man.
Thank you.
Like in a good
way. I did decide to do the in orange shirt first, just because that one looked more like a sure thing, and you know, I got the shirts and they sold out within less than 12 hours, and then we didn't have that many of them, you know, but they sold out quick. And I just eventually did another pre-order for those, and I'm still waiting for those to arrive.
Awesome.
So, but
these are the in orange ones are dope. I'm currently wearing it, and I love it because it's awkwardly sized.
Yeah, and it rubs your nipples the right way.
And it chases my nipples, but the image reminds me. It takes me back to looking at the VHS.
Yeah.
Like all the font of the in orange. And it's like I don't have like a fucking record of it. I don't have a CD of In Orange.
Yeah.
Like, so it's nice to see, and it takes me back. It makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Just the font.
Yeah.
The black and orange.
Yeah, it's crazy how the associations of that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to direct rip from the artwork of the VHS or Laserdisc.
Right.
So,
like the silhouette,
the laser disc.
Yeah, I wanted
listen to you.
I wanted to do in an orange shirt, but I had no idea what I wanted to do. Yeah. And I came across that ad from 1987 in Smash Hits that was for the contest, and it's just a small picture, but it's there, and I was like, that's a really rad idea. It's really simple.
I recognized it immediately.
Yeah. And that was enough. That's all I was curious about. So you like would send that to him, and you didn't have to like find some crazy, ridiculous high res version or anything.
No,
I was like,
sorry, I'm eating raisins.
No problem.
But, sorry, I'm done now. But I had to get my fiber in for the day.
He's eating raisins. Yeah. God damn it, we got to shut the whole thing down.
Chaz,
come back.
Let's start over. Start it over.
I sent him an ad, the original ad, and then I just sent him a picture of the cover of In Orange, and I was like, I just want the font. And I want it orange, and he said okay, and he did it. So he's awesome. Like, his work is great. And then I had some ideas for Head on the Door because a lot of people were saying they wanted that one. Yeah. So I was thinking about doing the tour booklet cover. And I had that on my computer, and I added some color to it here and there, and wasn't thrilled with it, but I sent it to him anyway, and I said I kind of want this on the back of it, and it was that ad for In Between Days with the blurry black and white Robert Smith face.
Yeah.
So he sent it back to me. He's like, "Do you like this instead?" And I was like, "Absolutely." And it's just the face, and it says In Between Days, or it says Head on the Door and The Cure on it. So with that font. So.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's great. I love that one. I can't wait to get that one. That's gonna be pretty cool. Like I was telling you, like that was a variation of that one. Was like one of the old ones that I just always would see, like in those old magazines. That was along those lines, and just never got around to getting that one. So it's like, man, that was the one that got away.
Yeah, I did see that shirt when I was searching the other day just to do this episode. I was looking up shirts and that one came across, but it just says The Cure on it, and it doesn't say anything else.
I wasn't even sure if it had anything on there. I just remembered the face, but that's cool.
So.
And, cool. Yeah, so they're cool people. Sounds like Holy Mountain's a pretty rad company. Worth checking out too.
Yeah,
we'll put
absolutely.
a link to that. Can you just randomly order stuff from them? Do you know? Or is it?
Yeah, I mean, if you like, what do you mean? Like, you want to make a
just
shirt?
Like one-offs? Like, do they have like their own shop of just stuff that he's printed?
Oh
up,
yeah. He does. He does his own stuff, and then he does stuff for mostly bands and record labels.
Right on.
And then he does like side stuff for like me and like I'm sure other companies. So, but yeah. So I mean, cool. I was surprised that he was able to do it for me and as fast as he did it. So I'm really happy with him. So but yeah,
the quality's great.
Yeah, I've gotten shit from people already about it. But
oh really?
Yeah. The glory of social media. Just people
anything
are like. I'll go into it. I don't care because
still co-op my culture for your Cure shirt.
No, not because I like the Cure, but just like they feel that I'm like stealing from the band or
bootleg wise.
Yeah, or that I'm just like another bootlegger, and I'm just like I mean, I guess you could see it like that, but I mean, I don't really feel that way. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I mean, you bought the shirts from me, so I assume you don't.
I think it's highly outrageous. No, I think it's rad, and that's what
it popped into my head.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The bootlegging stuff. Oh, I was saying it's like, I mean, I think it's a lot of those things where it's like, to me, and that's what I was wondering, like inspiration wise of starting it up, how like much of it was stemmed from being a little frustrated seeing that people sell like the old shirts for like $300 and shit, And
that was definitely a huge part of it.
Yeah, because it's like that pisses me off, Yeah, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah. And then half the time you do buy even like a newer one that isn't ridiculous expensive, but it's just kind of a shit shirt. Anyway, And it's all like, and clearly you're just making affordable, awesome shirts. And I'm like, well, fuck it, Like there's a bunch of them out there. It's like I've gotten where I was kind of just giving in and buying more of these one-off bootleg kind of things from people on Amazon or wherever the hell I would find
Etsy.
it, and yeah, definitely Etsy and stuff, and being way more happy than all the ones I've bought from. Way more happy with those purchases than the ones that I've gotten from the last few tours and stuff, So it is kind of along those lines where I need like bitterness of what like the Cure's doing fine and they whatever
they don't need the money there.
And it's not like you're raking in
I'm not raking in the millions of dollars or anything like that. I'm not Scrooge McDuck over here swimming in piles of change.
That's my favorite image ever is Scrooge McDuck swimming in his fucking.
That's what we all strive for. But and I think ultimately, just knowing you and knowing that you're a huge Cure fan, makes it all valid and awesome because it's like clearly out of love. It's not like if you're just
it's not some like Supreme shit.
If you're like
that brand Supreme,
or those Noah shirts that were done. Those pissed me off. Like I'm gonna
that seemed way dirty.
Tangent, but like. It's like
I don't know what you're talking about.
But like, did you hear about that, Donald? Or did you see that?
We talked about it, Donald.
It'll
come back to you when you.
So there was this streetwear clothing brand called Noah, and they did a collaboration with The Cure. I don't know how they did it or who they went through, but they did a bunch of shirts with them, but it says like "No" on them, but it's like a "Boys Don't Cry" shirt, and it'll say like "No" on it, and they were
yeah.
They were charging like, how much were the shirts? Like $60?
Yeah,
$80.
It was. Yeah.
And they had a leather jacket that was like $450 or something like that.
Jesus.
And I'm like, fuck that, you know. I was really and like I know some other fans were offended by it. There's like I was just like, are they like selling out? Like what's like, not that those terms don't really apply anymore, but
right.
it's like what is going on? Like I hope they're not going down this road, but I also hope they're not going down the road of like where their shirts are sold in Target for, you know, $12.99 or whatever. And I'm saying that while I'm wearing Misfits lounge pants that, you know. So I'm speaking out of my ass a little bit here, but, you know. But like that, those are my two fears, is that they're going to go like this high end thing where you can't afford it, or they're just going to go, you know, bargain bin, you know, 2 for $20 shirt thing. But, you know, when everything kind of mixed together between the bad bootlegs, the that Noah brand thing, and just the people that are selling the vintage shirts online for crazy amounts of money, kind of culminated to me like, I'm going to do something that's different. I'm going to do something that people are going to like, that's going to be not the same old stuff, and it's going to be affordable. So, you know, I don't want, if somebody's going to boot
and not knock off of old shirts, like new shit, like
that's one thing I told my friends that I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do shirts that are old shirts that people like. I'm not going to redo that pornography shirt that I love, and I could do it, but I'm not going to do it just because it's not. The band did.
That's
the band did
shirt
that
I
already.
bought at Hot Topics. I bought that shirt at Hot Topics and wore it till I pit stained it out. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's a good image.
Oh yeah, it's great. But I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't want to step on their feet. You know, even though they're never gonna redo those shirts again. I don't want to step on their feet and say I'm just making these shirts because they're no longer available for other people. So I'm making something different.
Because that would be gross.
Yeah, and some people feel that way with what I'm doing now, that I'm just another bootleg guy. But you know, there's so many people now that I don't know if those terms apply anymore, because everybody's selling something. You know, and I might just be trying to justify it for myself, but people are doing prints of Robert Smith, and people are doing buttons of Robert Smith, and people are doing T-shirts of just his face, and they're doing all this other stuff, and it's like,
don't get me started on that.
I mean, whatever, that's cool if they want to do that, but at the same time, it's like, why are you getting on me because I'm doing pretty much the exact same thing? Like, I don't understand. Yeah. I don't know where the line is for that. So sorry to go off on a tangent.
No. It's that line is vague, man. It's murky waters.
And it's
but I think you're navigating it perfectly. Like I don't think you're being gross about it. Like I like that you're taking like art from art they made like in ads and shit, like just not the normal thing, and not like a just
a spin on the cover, just like that's the cover. Wow, great. But, because there's so many of those. I mean, and even those are cool to a certain degree, but it's like
I love the fucking ad, like just like the images, and they're all like faded and fucked up, like you know, when you try to copy a copy of a copy of a copy, like of an image, like I just love that look. And I don't know, I like your approach.
Well, thank you. You're gonna love the primary shirt that I'm trying to work on then. So
cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, and I think just the response seems great. I mean, for as much, if you do hear some people bickering, clearly people are down for it.
Yeah,
like it's going well.
I absolutely like every time I see somebody send me a picture of them with the shirt on, like it gets like I get amped. Like I get really, really excited. Like
I'm never gonna give that to you, Chaz.
You're gonna. I'm gonna see.
Just so you know.
I'm gonna fucking see you one day.
One day. You better be wearing one of those T-shirts.
I'm gonna wait in the bushes until you walk out of your house.
I got you.
I'm gonna scream that. I'm gonna be like, "Got you, motherfucker!" and I'm gonna run away.
Paparazzi style, take a big flash.
This is going on Instagram.
Like a big old timey camera with the flash that goes.
Pow.
Man. But yeah, I mean, and I like that. I don't know if you mean it or want to keep it that way, but like that they do seem very exclusive and limited edition in the sense that they sell out quick, and then you're not sure even if you're gonna do another batch of them, and so it makes it fun where you gotta like keep your ear to the websites and act fast kind of thing. That's pretty cool.
I like with the pre-orders that I just finished, the pornography and the in orange ones. I ordered a little extra just to have on the site for people to go to if they want to get a leftover shirt. So there's gonna be a couple available, but I'm really big about not keeping everything in stock for the next 20 years or anything like that.
Right. So. Next thing you know, your like whole basement's full of like 15,000 T-shirts. Shit! I kind of overestimate.
That's the failure of every fucking business I've ever seen. Like where they just have piles of unsold shit. Like you're right on with that.
Yeah,
it's cool. I think it keeps it fun and makes people have to act fast. It's like, oh yeah, cool. This won't stick around, so you got to do it.
Yeah.
And
the amount of messages I got of people like, "Yo, can you hold me his shirt?" And I'm
I bet it got insane.
So like, even though like I'll put 40 shirts up for sale on the site, I probably have another 20 sitting in a pile for people that are like, "Yo, can you hold a shirt till Friday for me?" So, including you guys. But.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah.
It's all good.
Well, it's appreciated, man.
Oh, no problem. Oh.
What about the future? You mentioned the primary shirt. Do you have any exclusives for the podcast of just ideas that may or may not happen you want to share, or just ones that you kind of have on the back burner?
I mean, no, I'm fine with that. Like, I got really protective at first because I was afraid people were going to steal my ideas. Now I just really don't give a fuck. So I have The Cure's shirt from the Friday I'm in Love video where just the drum artwork. Where it just says The Cures with a giant star on it. Nice. I'm making that into a long sleeve.
A
white long sleeve.
Can you save me one?
Oh, absolutely. And I'm gonna hopefully have the stars going down the sides of the sleeves.
Awesome.
That's what's up.
There's a primary shirt from an advertisement that I really, really like. That I eventually want to get done. And then I'm also thinking of 2 shirts. One for they're mostly fun. I don't want to say fundraisers, but charity shirts. Mm-hmm. One for suicide prevention that I'd like to get done for disintegration, and one also for autism. And I thought of a design for that one also with Dr. Seuss and The Cure mixed together. So. So
you're to print a lot of those, dude.
I hope. I mean, I really hope so.
I
hope so. And like, I mean, I would like to donate, the proceeds to I got to look up autism charities and whatnot. So I'm not giving it to one where, it's like where the CEO makes or whoever runs it makes $200,000 a year or whatever. But and then I'd like to donate the suicide prevention to the Trevor Project. I've donated that to them before, and they're big on LGBTQ suicide prevention. So
yeah, I've heard of that.
So those are two things I really want to do in the future.
That's dope.
So it's not all about me doing the Scrooge, making money and doing the Scrooge McDuck, but so. But those are some ideas that I have in the future. I feel like I'm missing one right now, but I can't think off the top of my head. So, but
why are you such a nice guy, Chaz?
I have no idea.
It's weird.
No idea. It just happens. So
just putting good out into the world.
Trying to, but
fuck yeah,
like, and I'm always up for suggestions, and people have messaged me saying that they wanted a head on the door shirt, and
that's what I was gonna ask, if you're sick of people like, I got this idea, man.
No, like absolutely
because I
not.
I got some ideas.
I haven't gotten a lot of
I
people.
threw out my bouquet of dicks idea shirt. Like
I love that idea.
Like to see that.
We'll do the Cure in dildos.
Yeah,
and
the ultimate pornography shirt,
like the squiggly wish font.
Yeah,
like
there you go.
But it's all dicks.
Yeah, the giant C can be a double-sided dildo.
We could do that when the kingdom's really crumbling. That'll be your big swan song.
When I get that cease and desist letter, we'll do that.
Hey, I'll make it all dicks.
And for my final shirt.
And the irony, it would be your best seller.
It probably would be. There you go. Like I don't mind getting. I haven't really gotten ideas from people, but I've gotten like, you should do this era shirt, or you should do this type of era shirt, and I'm just like, okay. And now that I haven't been able to find shirts from, the earlier eras, like Faith and Three Imaginary Boys.
Oh shit!
It kind of like, I'm just like, well, there's nothing out there other than people bootlegging the covers. So that's where the primary shirt came in for an idea. So.
Yeah. And you said earlier, like, you don't think of yourself as an artist, right?
No, not at all. Like I mean, if anything, I've written stuff, and that's about it. So, but I don't.
But this is where you get into those murky waters of like making it creative and making your own spin on it. That's dope.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to, and like I said, the Holy Mountain Printing.
It's a good journey, man.
Yeah, he's helping me out a ton with this. So I have the ideas in my head, and I send them to him, and he makes them possible, which is awesome. So I'm glad to have him on my team. So
it's dope to have like anytime you do anything that's difficult, it's dope to have like a buddy.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
You can bounce ideas off, and like they've done it a million times, and they can like just ease you into it, let you learn.
Yeah, and it was a big, because like you guys are in the same boat I am. We don't have really a ton of disposable income, so it came down to like, I had to ask my wife, like, can I borrow, $200 from you to make these shirts? And she's like yeah. And like, I mean, it sounds weird being in a marriage, but I mean, it's like
no, dude.
we needed, we don't have a ton of money, and this $200 is a lot of money for us. So, and I made it back in less than 12 hours plus more money for the next shirts. So,
and you're like, what?
So, which was like, this is awesome. She knew. So
it wasn't a dumb idea.
So I felt it was risky, So I didn't know if I'd be sitting on 48 shirts in my living room waiting for somebody to buy one. So
and that's the saddest shit to see.
Yeah, and that's what scared me.
Dope, man.
So, but I want to thank everybody that bought shirts. You've been making it possible, including you guys. So
no problem.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's pretty rad, man. I'm glad it's working out, and if it keeps the momentum keeps rolling with it, I think it will. It's something, like I said, it's a part of every Cure fan, I think, is the love for wearing this crazy shit on a shirt constantly, and having anywhere from 2 to 3 to 31 T-shirts is a goal of a lot of Cure fans. So I don't know.
I think I might lose my shit if I see somebody out in the wild wearing one of my shirts.
Yeah, that'd be cool,
shit,
man.
I didn't think of that.
I don't know if I'll be able to control my happiness, which would be
awesome.
You know, so and like I said, I've gotten a ton of pictures already, and like each one makes me amped up. So
yeah,
it would be awesome to run into somebody wearing one of my shirts. So including Donald.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to catch me in the wild, boy.
Yeah, I mean, I'd almost guarantee next big Cure show, if they do a big tour, someone at the show would have at least,
I'm just gonna be throwing out business cards to everybody.
Yeah. So,
I'm Chaz. I'm wearing the in orange one to work tomorrow.
Oh,
Dude.
thank you.
I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna be out in the world.
Even you wear it all day today too.
Yeah,
That's kind of.
I'm just gonna get all stinky in it tomorrow, anyways. So it's no big deal. Like, but I'm gonna wear it tomororw.
Well, thank you.
Honor.
I appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to that and more. What's the official website again? Is 17secondshirts.bigcartel.com.
Yes, it is.
And you got all the, and if you get any more restock ones of the old ones in, and then the new ones will pop up. So the best way, what do you recommend for someone hearing this that wants to keep their ear to it constantly? You think just on the Instagram?
Yeah, just Instagram.
Yeah. So,
Constantly.
17_seconds.
Yeah, 17 seconds without the underscore was taken. So,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, some loser
Right
out there.
on.
Took it.
Fucking underscore.
I know.
Underscore is where it's at. That's good. And what about another contest? Do you think that's on the horizon at any point?
Yeah, as long as I don't do a pre-order, because then people, so
just gets insane.
Yeah. So you know what? I think I'll probably, if I do the primary shirt, I'll probably do one then.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, because I probably won't pre-order those. I'll probably just do a set amount and just do it once, and then go from there. So. But yeah.
Cool.
How many do you put out? Like
the first.
What's your average?
The first shirt was 36, and then that sold.
Modest.
Yeah, that's all I could afford with the $200. So.
And you don't want boxes of them.
Yeah,
in your, guest room.
Yeah. So then I did the black and white pornography shirt, and I did 60 of those. And those sold out within about the same time frame, about 12 hours. And then red,
those are my favorite.
The red one, I think I did 52, if I remember right.
Ooh.
So pretty limited. So
I like those numbers, man.
Yeah,
they make sense.
Yeah, so
I like it.
So
act fast, people. Be on your toes. Cool, man. Well, I guess we'll wrap up this episode, and hope people get out there and check out your Instagram account and the actual website, 17secondshirts.bigcartel.com. And I guess they can contact you through that if they have any questions or anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, through the Instagram, that's fine.
Okay. Through 17_seconds on Instagram.
Yeah. I'm always up for talking.
And Big
Cool.
Big Cartel sounds like a rap name.
Yeah. Is that just like the site that it's run through, or did you come up with that?
Yeah,
it's
just
sounds like a some rap dude. like
talk to the Big Cartel.
Like DJ Khaled, but it's like, like a Big Cartel.
We'll just say thanks so much for talking T-shirts with us.
Yeah.
I hope it was a fun journey.
I never thought we could talk this much about fucking T-shirts. But
things that you don't even wear.
Oh, I'm topless all the time.
Anthony Kiedis over here.
Don't get me started. Fuck.
But we'll sign off with the good people out there for now. Be sure to subscribe to the Holy Hour on iTunes, and we'll catch you again soon with some more Cure chit chat. And thanks to our special buddy Chaz. Thanks for hanging in there with us and talking bullshit. And as always, bad boy out there, keep it real, man. No regrets. We'll talk to you soon. Talk hard.
No fear.